Hi friends, I welcome you all to this video. This is my subject which is I'm taking under Automobile Engineering 1625505, and this is my 10th lecture. Previously, and this is as per the SBD Bihar, I'm taking the second unit which is named as Transmission System. In that, I have finished the clutch already. I have given the introduction of clutch, the second coil spring clutch or coil spring pressure plate. The third, I have given diaphragm spring clutch or diaphragm spring pressure plate. Okay, so this three are will come under the clutch. So from this class, from the 10th lecture, I'm going to start about gearbox. Okay, this is as per the SBDE Bihar syllabus. I'm taking the class. Okay, so because of in clutch there are so much of single plate clutch, multi plate clutch. There are so much of, but as per the SBD Bihar in their syllabus only coil spring and diaphragm spring. Okay, so now in this class I'm going to take about gearbox. I'm going to give an introduction on gearbox by 10th lecture, and myself, I'm Arun Pondian. I'm a lecturer of mechanical department in James Polytechnic College, Aurangabad, Bihar. Okay, so let us see the content. Okay, so the content of this subject is of this video is we are going to see the definition, introduction, basic principle, application, function, types of gearbox, and fractive effort and fractive resistance. Okay, about this 7 headings we are going to see. Okay, the first one is definition. Okay, the definition of gearbox. The most basic definition of a gearbox is that it is a contained gear train, number one, or a mechanical unit, number two, or component consisting of a series of integrated gears within a housing. That is important. Okay, so first one, it is contained a gear train or a mechanical unit or a component consisting of a series of integrated gears within a housing. Okay, in one complete package, so much of integrated gears series will be there. That is called as a gearbox. The another definition is there. A gearbox is a collection of mechanical components. It is a collection of mechanical components that deliver maximum power from an engine by managing a series of gear ratios that in turn operate a transmission. Okay, so it's a collection of mechanical components which transmit the maximum power from the engine, from an engine which comes from the engine. It receives the power and it transmits the maximum of engine power. Okay, and the another definition is, so I given some simple definition. Previously I gave some brief definition, so I'm given here some simple definition. A gear is a wheel with teeth that mesh together with other gears. That is called as a gearbox. A gear is a wheel. It will be a wheel with teeth that mesh together with other gears. And a gear is a wheel with teeth that mesh with another similar gear that is typically larger or smaller. Same meaning, but in different words. That's all. Okay. And the third one, tooth wheel transmits rotary motion and power. That's all. It is a tooth wheel and transmits rotary motion and power. That's all. This three any definition. Previously 2 have given, and this 3, total 5. Anything if you write also, it is correct only. Okay. And now we are going to see the uses. What are the uses of gear wheel? For changing the speed, I need the gearbox. To change the direction of motion, reverse and front. Okay, I want gear. And changing torque. If I am climbing the hill, if I go with the fourth gear, I cannot climb. I cannot. So I want to reduce the speed and I want to increase the torque. For that, I need the gearbox. For 3, changing speed, changing direction of motion, and changing torque. You can keep in your mind SDT. S for speed, D for direction of motion, and T for torque. Okay. And the next slide is intro. We are going to see the intro of gearbox. Early transmission included the right angle drives and other gearings in windmills, horsepower devices, okay, and steam engines in support of pumping, milling, and hosting. There was no gearbox. So in early transmission, we have used the right angle drives for in the place of gearbox. But a gearbox can be set up to do the opposite and provide an increase in shaft speed with a reduction of torque. Okay, so if the engine is rotating in 100 rpm, if I want to transmit to 200 rpm, the small wheel will connected through it will be integrated in a series with the bigger wheel. So this wheel will rotate 100 times, so that wheel will rotate 200 times. It is depend upon the design. Some of the simplest gearboxes merely change the physical direction in which power is transmitted. Okay. However, the highest gears may be overdrive types that increase the output speed. Okay. And it is continued. Okay. Provide speed and torque conversion because of the limitation of internal combustion engines. The limitations of internal combustion provides the torque and speed. Automotive gearboxes are used to reduce load on the engine by manipulating torque and speed. They have the option to select one of several different gear ratios. The automated gear have several options to select the gear ratios. If it is depending upon the speed or torque or load, it will select the gear ratios. Okay. Most gearboxes are used to increase torque and reduce the speed of output shaft. This produces a mechanical advantage. Okay. So most of the gearboxes are used to maximum to reduce the speed and increase the torque. So now we are going to see the helical gears basic principle. What purpose we are the helical gears basic principle? Gearboxes for cars and motorbikes almost always use helical gears. Helical gears only we are using. And helical gears can transmit more torque because at any time more number of teeth are in mesh. I give it in a simple English so I can read it, you can understand. Okay. A collection of helical gears in a gearbox gives the gearing down of the speed of the engine crank to the final speed of the output shaft from the gearbox. Collection of helical gears. Okay. And now we are going to see the application. What are the application of gearbox? Number 1 is motors. Number 2 is engines. This is a 2 application of gearbox. Okay. And one by one we are going to see about motors. Motors are generally speaking electrical based and require a battery. Okay. So some with a gearbox filling in the rest, manually forward, neutral and reverse. In the motor gearbox, we manually we will forward and will reverse manually. Okay, these are the motors. If I want to rotate the motor forward, I have to put in the forward direction. If I want to reverse in anti-clockwise or clockwise, I can by changing the lever, it can be moved in the forward or reverse. Okay, if you see the drilling machine, that option is there, and if you see in the lathe machine, the options are there. Okay, for that we are using the lever. Examples: items such electric wheelchairs to move the chair front back. Milk floats and golf buggies use electric motor with a semi-automatic gearbox. And other pumps, winches, and bowling alley machines use electric motor with an automatic gearbox. A manual, semi-automatic, and automatic. By using the semi-automatic gearbox and automatic gearbox, what are the items I can use it? Like examples we have given here. Okay. And next, engines. Engines are more likely to be run by a fuel, okay, and powering large system, designed to be used for powering large system. What are, for examples, engine of motorcycles, automobile, cars, trucks, and other heavy automobiles like dumpers, earth movers, etc. Employ gearbox for transmission. Gearbox are also used in generator sets, okay, and now most of them are manual due to the range of condition, okay. So they need to use, as such they are best used in things such as cars. Okay, so here you are seeing the gearbox GIF file, so that you can understand it clearly. Okay, so you are watching the picture. So here the clutch is not there. See, if you see here, you can see the clutch movement. Okay, if you see here, this is the clutch movement. If it is in which gear it is, how it is changed. Okay, so it will come and mesh here. Okay, so see here, this is this portion. Okay, it is on back side, but it is shown here how it is, the gear is changed. Okay, so now in here it is mentioned, it is on third gear, now second gear, and it came to the neutral, and now let's go to the first gear. You can see here it is changing. This is the main shaft. Okay, here it is changing. It is comes from the engine. It comes from the engine, and it is okay. It comes from the flywheel to, it is come from the engine. This is the output shaft. Okay, so how it is changing, you can see here: neutral, first gear, second gear, third gear. See here, you can watch it. Now it is on the fourth gear. Okay, again it goes to the third gear. It is meshed with second gear. Now it is meshed with neutral. Okay, so these are the procedure, how it's the gearbox works. Okay, and now we are going to see the function of the gearbox. What are the function of gearbox? One by one we will see. Number one is to provide variation in speed and torque. Okay, if you are riding the car or any vehicle, there will be a variation in speed. Okay, if I am riding the car in 10 kilometer per hour, I cannot put it on the fourth gear. Okay, there will be a, for example, I am going in the 100 kilometer of speed per hour, kmph. Okay, suddenly if the speed breaker is coming, I will put the brake first and I apply the clutch and I will reduce the gear. Why? There will be a variation of speed, and I need more torque. Also, if I am climbing the hills area, I cannot use fourth gear and climb. I cannot, because of in the fourth gear speed will be more, torque will be less. To climb the hill, I need the torque. I don't want the more speed. Okay, and I don't want more speed. I want only less speed, and I want in more torque. So I have to reduce the gear. So that these are the variables of speed and torque. Number two, to provide neutral condition to the vehicle. When I am going to stop the vehicle, it must be on the neutral condition. These are the function of gearbox. Okay, to provide reverse movement. If I want to take the vehicle on reverse, so the direction have to change. The total direction of the gear must be changed. For that, I want the gearbox. It is a function of gearbox. In practice, the main use of gearbox is to act as a reduction gear. This can be variable or non-variable depending on the application. How the application, it may be variable or non-variable. The next is continued. The same function is continuing. So this not only decreases wear on the motor but also allows greater acceleration. In fact, the larger the reduction ratio, the larger the acceleration. If in the previous I explained, if the engine is coming from 1000 rpm, the gearbox is changing into 2000. It has on the first gear it must be from the engine it may become 100 rpm, but when it comes from the first gear 10 rpm. For example, I'm telling you, okay, 10 rpm, 30 rpm on the second gear, 40 rpm on the third gear, and 80 rpm on the final gear. Why an 80 rpm on the fourth gear, and when you go to the fifth gear it will become more than 100 or 200 rpm. Why? It will be connected with like the gear, the engine which is connected with the gear, it may be rotating 100 rpm, and if it is connected to the fourth gear it will be bigger than that, so that it will increase the rpm. Okay, so that is the main fact. In the words, if when the motor is turning 2500 rpm, the output shaft is running 500, the gearbox reducing the number of revolution from input to output. If the output is 2500 rpm and the input is 500, if it is reduced, so the torque will be more, the speed will be less. Can you understand? Torque converters, hydraulics, electrical power and hybrid configuration may also be used for the same purpose. Okay, and now we are going to see the types of gearboxes. Okay, after that we will see the types of detailing. We are going to see the types of gearbox on the next slides. So here we are going to see the types of gearboxes. Number one, sliding mesh gearbox. We are going to see. Number two, constant mesh gearbox, synchro mesh gearbox, transaxle gearbox, sequential gearbox, and automatic gearbox. These are the types of gearbox. As per your SPT syllabus, we have constant mesh gearbox and synchro mesh gearbox. Other and all you will learn on the next papers or another papers. Okay, so these are the we have learned until here about the gearboxes. Okay, now there are two. One is tractive effort. Okay, and the another one is tractive resistance. First we are going to see about the tractive effort. Okay, what are that? If a planned vehicle is to move, it must make an effort to overcome all the factors that resist the movement. Okay, can you understand? If a vehicle has to move forward, there will be some resist. It has to overcome. It has to overcome all the effort. Okay, for that gearbox is used. Tractive effort is supplied by the engine. It is conducted from the engine to the gearbox by the clutch. Okay, the clutch will conduct that power to overcome the resistance, that effort. The gearbox allows us to vary the amount of speed and torque of the available power. For example, to move a laden vehicle away from rest, we require low speed and high torque. Same way, low speed, and to move it, it need low speed and high torque. Okay, these are the effort. And next we are going to see, once moving at speed, in order to keep it moving, we require much higher speed and lower torque. Okay, to move the vehicle, I need low speed and high torque. When it moved, to keep on the moving, I need more speed and less torque. And next we are going to see about the tractive resistance. There are three types of resistance. One is air resistance, number two rolling resistance, and number four gradient resistance. One by one we will see. The first one is air resistance. air resistance. The faster we go, the more air resistance we meet. At low speeds, this is not much of a problem, but at higher speed it is. When we double our speed, the air resistance that we meet quadruples, okay, goes up into 4 times. When we go speeder, when you go low, the air resistance will be not at all a problem, okay. But when we go with a less speed, the air resistance will be more, so that the how much air resistance we are getting, that into 4 the speed must be there, okay. Next, rolling resistance. For example, the drag of the tires, the weight of the loaded vehicle, okay. The rolling resistance will be the drag of the tires, how the button we will say, okay. In another language of mechanics we will say button. The drag of the tires will overcome the rolling resistance. The last one, gradient resistance going up a hill. Number 1, if the tractive effort made by a vehicle is greater than the tractive resistance met, the vehicle will move and speed will increase. The tractive effort by a vehicle is greater than the tractive resistance. Number 2, if the tractive effort made by a vehicle is equal to the tractive resistance met, the vehicle will move at a constant speed, going up a hill on that moment only. And third one, if it is a less than, the tractive effort made by a vehicle is less than the tractive resistance met, the vehicle will slow down. It will completely slow down. Okay. So one, it must be equal or greater. Okay. So these are the reference books which I referred to take these topics. Okay. So we have learned about gearbox, tractive effort and tractive resistance. But regarding these 3 topics, you may have some more details on these books. Okay. And summary, we have seen about the definition of gearbox, introduction of gearbox, basic principle of helical gear, application of gearbox, function of gearbox, types of gearbox, tractive effort and tractive resistance we have seen in this video. Okay. So in the next class, I will meet you with the constant mesh gearbox. It is a one type of gearbox. I will meet you on the next slide. Okay. Till then that, I want to thank you all to listen this video. I hope that you may understand what is the concept of gearbox and also tractive effort and tractive resistance. Okay. I will meet you on the lecture 11 with the topic of constant mesh gearbox. Till then that, thank you.